All right, so we've got Dave Nelly. They call you
Dave Nelly Nelson.
Dave Nelly Nelson.
Company's called Nellcat Production, and I do the Tattoo U Midwest conventions as the
Awesome.
company.
Awesome. So this is episode, I don't know, 4 or 5. I don't know where we're at with this podcast.
Oh,
We're
the
starting up
podcast.
the just buzzing through. So
Right.
this weekend we're at day 1 here of it's the Tattoo U, but this is the Jackpot Junction Tattoo Function
too.
2.
Yeah.
So this is the second year you guys
Yep.
have been here at the casino?
Yeah,
or-
not last year, but the year before.
Okay.
And then we had other shows booked, so we're doing about 3 or 4 a year right now, and I just love it. I've been doing this for like 43 years. I think I'm up to like 77 total conventions.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a passion for me.
Are
And
you,
uh,
do you have an artist background? Are you an artist? Or
I wish.
I wish.
I have no ability for
Okay.
artwork, but I can plan stuff, right? And that's my specialty. So a lot of these guys out here either don't want to do a full-scale convention like this, they're not able to, right? And of course, they have their tattoo job as well. So I need these guys. I think they need me. I'm bringing everybody together, and over the years, Jacob, I've seen this evolve into these young tattooers coming into my convention. They get the experience, and a lot of their fears go away, and that allows their ability to come forward.
Yeah.
And I've seen the young tattooers come in here, flourish in their career, open their own shop, and then these people will like guest spot at each other's tattoo shops, so they can go all over the Midwest too, and visit their friends that they met here. So I see all that, and I take great pride in that.
Yeah. What was it? What was your first promotion or first event that you did, or
Well-
were you part of it with someone before you started doing it on your own?
That's a good question, and I've answered this many times. I was a music promoter, and I did outdoor festivals and concerts. Not always the greatest thing to do because of the weather. So I was doing a show, and I had a tattoo artist there, and he said, "Why don't you do a tattoo convention?" So in my wisdom, I said, "Yeah, sure, I will." What is it? I didn't know. I only had 2 tattoos, right? Never been to a show. And with my background of music and being able to put, fun stuff on, it's involved into this.
Nice.
So-
Well, this is awesome. This is my second
Yeah.
tattoo
Well, welcome.
convention, and I haven't got ink at one of
Yeah.
these yet. So maybe it'll be this weekend that I
Right.
get a little bit of work done. Here, so.
But I know that through your podcast, you know some really good artists.
I have met a few really, really good artists.
Yeah.
Just awesome, nice people. I mean, yeah, Sam has hooked me up with some really, really good people to talk to.
Yep.
Sam's a phenomenal artist.
Yeah, he sure is.
I live in his basement there, and he's just a really, really good guy to watch
Yep.
how hard he
And
works in his
He
career.
had a
So-
phenomenal showing at St. Cloud. He took like 3 trophies home, best of show, which was amazing artwork, and then he took first place in another category. I think tattoo of the day as well.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of artists that I talked to at the Euphoric Ink and Art Show, and Ryan Heath is here. I know Shannon and a few other people are here. There's Freshkin's here. Nick's Neo Trash Nick is here. So there's a lot of people that I know even just from coming to
Yeah.
one convention. So I'm excited to get around and meet more
And
people.
it's you're kind of coming in and experiencing what we've been experiencing, friendship. And
yeah.
we really call this the Tattoo U family because it is. We've known each other for 40 years. Some of them do all my shows. Some of them come and go, but they love it. They love my show.
So
Pat myself on the
what are
back,
the other-
but that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a nice setup here. I'm excited to see. We got maybe some music coming later this weekend.
Yeah, we do. I've done everything imaginable as far as entertainment. I've done even wrestling matches at my tattoo
Oh my
conventions.
goodness! You get midget wrestling up at one of these
We
conventions?
had
yet?
the WWE in. their superstars came and wrestled.
Whoa.
Honky Tonk Man, heard of him?
No.
Yeah, Gold Dust. I mean, champions were there. So it was pretty amazing. But this weekend I have Zach Randall. He's an up-and-coming country superstar.
Okay.
He fresh off of Nashville performances.
Oh.
So he's going to really like Zach. He's got great talent. So he'll be here tomorrow. Tonight we're doing something special, and I told you I've done everything. Tonight we're roasting one of my friends, and like a celebrity roast,
okay.
right? It's going to get really funny up there.
Nice.
And then after that, we're going to do karaoke wars.
Okay.
So whatever that means,
whatever that ends up being. That
we're going to give
fun.
some prizes out.
Yeah.
Best performance, worst. Best group effort.
So even if you're not an artist, you can come win an award here at the convention.
Yeah, you could. You got a great voice. Come out.
I don't have a great voice.
We have a professional DJ Shine, and he's going to run the karaoke event for us.
Love it. Well, what else? What else are we looking forward to this weekend? Maybe with some other. You mentioned you run 4 shows. You want to talk about those a little
bit?
Well,
you asked me what else we're expecting.
Yeah.
We hold 2 really great contests, and they're always duplicated by other groups. If you get a chance to show the trophies. And
I did go look at those. Those are cool.
So that's what kind of separates my show. I put a lot of time into, and that's why I have a great contest. We judge over 400 tattoos in our show.
How many artists are here?
125.
Oh my gosh.
Something like that, yeah. They
really cram them in here. That's crazy. Huh.
And it's over the years, it's great to see people come back, and I have the pick of the best that's available to me.
Oh.
Some of these people out here today are amazing.
Yeah.
And then there's different levels of tattooers.
Yeah, Sam's got his apprentice here. I mean, Sam's got his apprentice here this weekend. And don't sleep on Maddie. Madeline is a killer for sure. So.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Developing talent, getting that experience. Some of your fears are gone because now you've tattooed in front of I'm expecting 1,000 people here this weekend.
Yeah. Well, the casino is an awesome place.
Yeah,
to do one because I mean we were at the convention center in St. Cloud is nice, but having the recreation of the casino right here and just the amenities that come with that. Very, very nice choice. So, well, I really appreciate it, Nelly. I might catch up with you again to put a cap on it, or if we have more to talk about.
And good luck on your podcast, and thanks for interviewing me.
Thanks for putting this on. Thanks for giving us all a place to do this, man. All right.
How are we
Joe,
on?
We're on. We're on, Joe. We're doing it. Joe Prosit?
That's right. Yeah, Joe Prosit. I write sci-fi, horror, some psychological thrillers.
Yeah, this guy... Some weird energies. You're such a happy guy. You're such a happy guy, but you write about some pretty dark, scary stuff here, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we're at a tattoo convention.
Yeah.
And I've been to horror conventions. I've been to a lot of different things. And it seems like, the people who seem the scariest maybe on the outside, like the horror fans, the tattoo people, the nicest people in the world.
Yeah, I love that. So you've been at this. You wrote your first full book, Bad Brains.
Yep.
You wrote that in 2022, you said?
Yeah, about 2022.
And you've been doing short stories for quite a bit of time before that.
Right, yeah. So short stories are how I cut my teeth and really how I hone my craft. And I love the medium. I love the format. I love something that you can sit down and go from beginning to end, and sometimes as little as 10, 15 minutes. And, you're not committing to something like Dune or Lord of the Rings,
Right. So you've got, and we'll talk about this a little more. I want to get into at least some of these books. We don't need to go into the details of all of them because we don't have, that's like an hour-long interview probably. But as far as how you got started with the short stories, you mentioned to me you're a military veteran. So you retired from the military. Whatever you care to share about that, your life before being an author.
Yeah. So when I was a little kid, there's 3 things I wanted to be when I grew up. It was a soldier, a writer, and I wanted to be a running back for the Green Bay Packers.
Well, you didn't get to play for the Packers.
Not yet. So, I joined the Army straight out of high school. Did that for 26 years, just retired like 2 years ago. And as I was coming up to my retirement date, I knew I wanted to do this next. So I started writing novels and started publishing short stories leading up to that retirement date. And then once, it was out and I was free citizen again, started launching the novels, started doing events like these and traveling really all around the Midwest. And living this other ambition, this other dream.
You're from Wisconsin?
From Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Don't ask me why I was a Packer fan.
Okay. We won't get into that. We won't get off topic there. But tell me, you said there's a podcast that features some of your stories. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So several podcasts. The one I'm most proud of is called No Sleep Podcast, and just got a story published in that about a month ago. And they've done several of mine now. But yeah, if you look up No Sleep, there's a story called Saints of Skid Row, which is somewhat Easter appropriate or not Easter appropriate at all, depending on your point of view.
I love that. I love it. So talk about a little bit, give me the overview of your books, kind of what they walk through here. You've got a new one that you want to probably talk about. Yeah,
we'll talk about that one. So They Come From Below just came out about a month ago. And it's the story of, it's kind of like a Lovecraftian horror set in small town up north Minnesota, right? And it's about this woman who lives all by herself. She's got a house to herself.
Up there in International Falls or something.
She likes to read underneath a big pile of blankets, enjoys her pretty boring, mundane life. But she has this problem, and that is that anytime she feels like her sense of morality is failing her, or she feels like she's sinning, a literal physical demon from hell climbs up her basement stairs, and she's got to kill it with an axe.
Wow. So crazy. I mean, it's like, I wonder sometimes I'll watch these horror movies, or we watch these, and I'm like, what kind of sick person just thinks this stuff up? So is that the wildest one? You got some other wild things that happen in some of these?
Yeah, for sure. I do science fiction as well. So I got a cyberpunk series. Okay. They Come From Below is my fastest selling, Look What You Made Me Do is my fastest selling book. And it's really my ode, my tribute, my love letter to all the slasher horror movies like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween. All the movies that I watched when I was way too young, and they, kind of turned me into the person that I am today. But yeah, and it really has a lot of fun with like that final girl trope of like, what happens to that one lone survivor at the end of the horror movies, after the credits have stopped rolling and that movie's over, what goes on with her life afterwards?
Oh, that's interesting perspective right there. So, you had the time to do it. You were able to, obviously you served. Thank you for your service, by the way.
You're welcome.
And dedicating a portion of your life to, people feel different ways about what is happening, but I appreciate anyone who's willing to, give their time for any, to fight for any cause that could benefit us or will benefit us. So, but that set you up to live a life that's unique in the sense that you kind of got to retire young. I don't know how old you are, but you seem young.
Yeah, 45. So I really didn't retire. I mean, I retired from the Army. I just got a new job.
And this is,
I do this Monday through Friday. I'm at my keyboard and I'm working away. And then pretty much every weekend I'm traveling somewhere throughout the Midwest, whether it's Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Chicago, a million small towns in between. And I'm doing events like this and meeting people and selling books.
Cool. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. Anything else you care to share about, you got anything else on your mind?
I don't know.
No? Okay. Well, Joe, check out his work. Check out the, what's the name of the podcast? The
No Sleep Podcast.
The No Sleep Podcast. If you want to hear some of his short stories, I assume you've got audiobooks available on Amazon.
Yeah,
you've
that's
got everything out there.
So you can find everything that I do at my website, www.joeprozit.com. I'm on all the social medias. You can find me there. I'm on Amazon. I'm on barnesandnoble.com. So wherever you get your books, you can find me.
Cool. Thank you so much, Joe.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Tyler.
Yes.
We're here with Tyler. We've got the music cranking this morning, all day, every day here, right?
The worst part about being closer to the stage.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you have 4 artists here. You guys are long or London Rose Tattoo.
London Rose Tattoo.
Tell me about it.
We're in Blaine, Minnesota. I opened the shop in 2001 or 2021, Jesus. As a private studio at first, it was just me for about 2 years, and then I expanded into a bigger studio. I named London Rose after my daughter, London. So big influence on me is my kid, family, and so I try to keep it pretty family-friendly shop. Also, I have an all-female staff.
All-female staff.
All-female, me.
No, you and all the females.
Yep. Yeah.
By design.
And then I go home and
Is that by design?
I mean, it just kind of it kind of happened, but I have a great group of ladies that I work with, and they.
Yeah, I got to play some. I got to lose some money next to a few of these ladies last night. This is a nice place. The casino gives and the casino takes away. Mainly it takes away. But it's really fun getting to know. You definitely have a great staff.
Yeah.
How long they've all have variations of how long they've been with you? Or?
Yeah, so I've been tattooing for 13 years. Belle on the end is about a year and a half. Shelby is, I think, coming up on 3 years. Haley is a 2-year tattoo artist, or Hayden. And then, so then I've been 13 years. But Shelby's been with me the longest. She started like 2 months after I expanded. Then Hayden probably about 6 months after.
Okay.
And then Belle started maybe 6 months ago.
Is this Belle here? The one
Belle's
you're doing who are you doing the collab with today?
That's Hayden.
Okay.
Yep.
And you guys are working on, it's an otter and a fish?
Otter and a goldfish with a shark fin.
Okay. Was that idea that was brought to you by a client? Did you guys come up with that?
I had drawn in a different otter, and we talked about doing a collaboration here. And then Emily, our client, is a good client of mine. I've done a bunch of work on her. And so during her last session, I asked if she'd be interested in doing a collaboration. And then she said she was down, and I showed her the one otter, and she's like, I love it. But then she drew a really badass goldfish, and my otter wasn't good enough, so I had to step it up and make a better one. So.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to see how it comes together.
Yeah.
I got to give you props on the Pickle Rick.
The Pickle Ric Flair.
The Pickle Ric Flair tattoo.
Yeah.
That is sweet. I want to get pictures of that to share.
Yeah,
I want to get some pictures of this one when it's done.
I got some good video of it too this morning. So, but yeah, he'll be here. He's golfing right now. So.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's a great tattoo.
Yeah,
I love that one.
That's
my favorite that I've seen so far.
Thank you. I
here.
appreciate that. Yeah, that one was really fun to do. He just asked me for a Pickle Rick, and I was just trying to think of like ways that I could enhance it. And then I was like, oh, you like wrestling? I'm like, how about a Pickle Ric Flair? We might even do a Pickle Rick Moranis.
Okay. So, like a series. It's like a series you're working on now.
Maybe.
I love it. Yeah, so much talent here. Lots of really, really cool art going on. I mean, last night's pieces were amazing. Seeing all those lined up there.
And
so
Sam, who won the tattoo of the day, he always kills it. I love his work, and just really solid, clean work. So.
Yeah, he works hard. He's a good dude. Yeah. So, well, I'm excited to see what the rest of the day brings. Yeah. I'm actually getting a little tattoo by Sam's apprentice over there. She's giving me a Batman the Catman. I've got a cat at home. I've got a black cat named Batman who's kind of a terrorist, and so I'm getting a tattoo.
I just got a baby Sphinx cat. So
okay.
Yeah, he's a terrorist.
A Sphinx cat.
Yeah, a little naked cat.
Okay.
Yeah, the fucking hairless one.
Oh god, like little rats.
Oh dude, I'll show you.
Nice, awesome. Well, you show me that. Okay. Oh yeah, it's like a little naked mole rat, dude.
Dude, looks like a little scrotum. I don't know how.
I love it. Well, Tyler, I'll let you guys get to it here. I'll let you guys get to this collab, and I'm definitely going to come back and check it out here later today and get some pictures of it when it's done for sure. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you got to remind me of your name. I met you yesterday.
Oh, I'm Ben. Yep, Ben's Dark Art. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Ben's Dark Art. Easy to find.
Ben Stark Art, and you do some really cool blacklight art.
Sure
so, yeah, tell me just a little bit about your story. We'll talk about your art here in a second, but tell me about you a little bit. How you got into
so
it.
I've been working on art like all my life pretty much. And for the last 10 years, I started going to like haunted houses, some outside music events, and just setting up, like just sell my art. And I think about a little after that, like about 10, maybe 9 years ago, me and my dad built this amazing little like kind of shadow box together, and to kind of display blacklight art. Because a lot of times they don't really they have stuff for blacklights to show art, but they didn't have stuff to like show the glow, because convention lighting tends to illuminate it. So when I shut the lights off, it doesn't really show the glow feature. So we have this kind of shadow box thing to basically isolate.
Yeah.
But no, I've been working on coloring books, prints, a lot of different business logos, a lot of stuff in music I've been doing, and I try to just focus on doing things that I just love and I'm happy to work on.
Have you always had a career in this? Or have you like, worked some
it's
other
always
jobs?
been kind of like a side hustle, and I'm still working other jobs.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
yeah.
Well, when I say it's cool, it's like, that's an understatement. You broke down this picture with me. I don't know if you want to show that to the
I
camera
would
or not.
love to.
I'll let you grab that thing. I won't touch that thing.
Fair
But
enough.
this is really cool because you're going to tell about the layers, and you've got some.
All right.
You've got a really, really interesting style here that I don't know
Okay.
how many other people do
Yeah.
that. So
this is a piece titled "Right."
yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Yep,
Sweet.
I'll hold it.
Called "Right into," and the reason it's called that is because she's cutting a zombie right in two pieces. And to me, this is a ultimate like fan piece for like people love zombies, which I love. So I want to do something that everyone can enjoy. But just to break down my process here, I start with a normal layer of acrylics going over everything. Then I come after that with neons. That's what the blacklight picks up. And then I go over it. Oh, if you want to hold that.
Yeah, that was
Cool.
perfect. Yeah.
And then I go over it a third time with glow-in-the-dark paint. I'll do a quick little demo of that. Whoop.
Oh, I see. The glow in the dark's harder.
Yeah, it's a little harder to
Probably
see on
hard
the
to see the glow
camera.
in the
Yeah,
dark, but
it really works great with like outside festivals where it doesn't have like the convention lighting.
yeah.
But yeah, I do all my paintings in 3 layers, like kind of like right on top of each other, and it kind of gives you a chance to add details you didn't originally have in
Yeah.
other ones.
No, it's super unique, super cool art here. I've never seen this style personally. I'll let you hang
It's
that up.
yeah,
too.
it's something I've kind of been developing like over the years, because like I have a way that people tell me that even if I try to draw something, it's gonna look a little bit like my style. Like I like exaggerate features. I like to really break down little details. I like to throw some nostalgia in it.
Everything's kind of darker themed.
It is,
I mean,
yeah.
everything. Do
Yeah.
you know Joe out there, the author Joe?
Yeah, I actually the one of the books.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember I met him at Milwaukee Horror Con a few weeks ago,
Okay,
or about a month ago
okay,
now.
yeah,
But
yeah.
no, it's
He had a really interesting take on it. Like some of the happiest, like you see this dark art, or like read these horror books or watch these horror movies, and you think it's probably like some like sick, twisted person behind it. And it's always the happiest people behind like the weirdest, darkest
yeah, I'd agree with that.
imaging sometimes.
Yep.
So, well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Anything else you want to share here?
No, just stay weird, everybody.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Oh, Shelby, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. It's been so fun to meet everybody. I just got to chat with Tyler a little bit, so I got to hear a little bit about London Rose Tattoo.
Yeah.
You've been with him 3 years, it sounds like?
No, actually, just about a little over a year.
Oh, okay.
Shop has only been open for almost 2, about September.
Okay.
But I've been tattooing about 3
That's
years.
right. That's what you were saying
So-
last night. So where did you get your start tattooing?
So I started actually at Misguided Angel in North Branch.
Okay.
And then shortly after, I went to Anchor 13 in Princeton. Unfortunately, had a house fire, had to kind of move abruptly and kind of, in the chaos of it.
Did all your shit burn down?
Yeah, my whole house burned down.
Oh
and
my gosh.
and then in the midst of all that, I found Tyler's post looking for people, and I was like, well, I don't know where I'm going to be living, so I'll send him a message and see what happens.
So
And
where did you grow up?
I actually grew up mostly in Hinckley as a young kid, but I was born in Forest Lake. So
Okay. And then where was that shop you were working at where your house burned down?
So that one was in Princeton.
In Princeton.
Yeah.
Okay, so your house burned down, and then you just ended up relocating to Blaine and just
Yep.
settled there.
Yep, because I didn't know where the heck I was going to be
Wow.
moving. So
Did you
I was
lose
like,
some stuff in the fire?
Oh yeah, a bunch of artwork. So all of my paintings got completely burned. So I honestly haven't touched a painting since then, and I need to get back into it.
Oh,
but-
that's so sad.
Yeah.
What year was that?
So this is about a little over 2 years ago now, almost.
Oh my gosh, terrible.
Yeah, so
How do you like working at London Rose though?
fantastic. I
Yeah.
love it. It's always a trip every day. You know, you never know what's gonna happen, but it's always a good time.
Yeah, you got really fun coworkers.
Yes, I
you
really
guys have a
do.
really good vibe.
I love
can
everybody
tell,
here.
I can tell you guys have a good vibe. So what are you working on? Your mom's coming in to get a
Yeah,
tattoo?
my mom's gonna be coming in, so I'm gonna be touching up a coffin skull that I already did on her, and we're gonna enter that into probably small black engraved.
Nice. And then what'd you work on yesterday?
So yesterday I actually worked on one of my clients' friend's drawings. He used to be a tattoo artist in prison,
Okay.
so I had been given him pretty much drawings that his buddy drew up, and he's like, "What can you do with that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not really much I can do, but it's your buddy's drawing, and I don't want to like rework too much of it. But
Right.
let's
Okay.
just do it.
Okay, so doing some reworks.
Yeah, I mean, so I kind of just amplify just a smidgen, with some
Yep.
detail, but I try to keep it as original as possible to the artwork. But.
And then this is a really cool. I've seen a handful of these get what you get machines
Yeah.
now, but you guys have a Pokemon get what you
Yes,
get, and
it
it's the
is.
first how many Pokemon?
The first 151.
First 100. That's the original 151. You're a Pokemon fan?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of. I didn't really get too into it, but I'll play some Pokemon Go, I will say.
Play some Pokemon Go. I think it's a really cool machine. I don't think that I have it in me to spin and get a Pokemon.
Yeah,
on me,
we'll joke with people every once in a while when they're like, "Man, should I do it?" We're like, "Well, worst case, you get a Metapod, like $25 you can respin. Worst case, you get a Weedle. Who knows? There's legendary ones in there too, so you don't know what you're gonna get, and that's kind of the whole thrill of it. Is
Yeah.
at least it's a Pokemon, and it's not just some random who knows what you could possibly get.
I like the fun of it.
We do
you
have
know?
another one at the shop. I have a smaller version of this one. The balls in there are like the little 1-inch ones.
Okay.
So we just got like small, like kind of Pinteresty, I guess, ideas, like really small fine line-ish
Okay.
stuff. And there is a small dick hidden in there. So
Oh no.
that one's the one that's risky.
There is a dick in that
Yeah,
one.
it's
Oh
like
my gosh.
it's like this big.
Who's spinning that? No one's spinning that.
It's like this big. It's got a little smiley face. He's super cute.
You also have these. I'm gonna stand up here. I don't know. I mean, you have an infatuation. You've got the dickle here. Like-
the dickle and the bomb cock. Yeah. Actually, so one of my favorite artists is Dick Fish from
Okay.
Australia.
okay.
And all of his artwork is dick related. Everything, like anything you can think of, he turns it into a dick, and it's just like that's
It's like that
amazing.
Scene, it's like that scene from Superbad.
Yeah, no, seriously, where he's like addicted to it. He starts like shoving the paper in his mouth, eating it. Like, yeah, 100%. Like, it's something that people look at and they're like, "Oh, that's fucking hilarious,"
It is
and
funny.
then they grab it.
Yeah, I
So,
gave it to one of my friends. I ran into some friends randomly who were golfers.
Yeah.
And I gave it to one of them and I said, "Hey, sneak this onto the front of somebody's driver."
See, and then
Like,
Tyler gave me some crap about it, so I made my bat bow into a sticker, and
Nice.
it honestly is more expensive. But I was like, whatever.
It's really cool art too.
I'll do something different, and everybody wants the dicks over the bat bow. So I was like, look at that, Tyler. They want the dicks. So yeah, it's great.
Right on, right on.
But-
Well, Shelby, I see Madeline just showed up. I'm gonna go get my cat. I think I'm doing it on the outside of my leg here.
That's
I think that's
good
gonna
spot.
be where it's gonna go.
That's
So,
a good spot.
Yeah, I got a completely fresh left leg here, so we're gonna get
Hell yeah.
get some ink in there today. So
Definitely, I
Yeah.
will check it out later.
yeah, thanks for chatting.
Thank you.
Nate, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good. This is awesome here. We've got Sam's teacher, one of Sam's teachers here.
One of many, I'm sure. He's taking tricks from a lot of people to get where he's at. And he's doing good.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's good.
But so tell me about your connection with him a little bit for the people who don't know you or don't know him.
Sam walked into my shop years ago and was asking for an apprenticeship. And he had been tattooing previously and he needed a home. So I turned him away 3 times, just like I do everybody else. And then on the 3rd and 4th time, we made it a go of it. And I've watched his progression over the years, and I couldn't be more proud of the guy. He's He's got some skills.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
come a long ways in a short amount of time.
absolutely. We're all proud of Sam.
Yeah.
Us who have seen him. I mean, he puts in the hours, for sure. But
He's a hard-working man.
yeah. How do you know Ryan here? Because Ryan here is working.
Ryan at a convention, a few years back? And he's got just a cool vibe, and we clicked, and there we go.
Nice.
So
So,
I wanted to get tattooed by him for a while. And
okay, this is your first time getting work done
I'm
by
actually
him.
not working the show, so I get to get tattooed.
Yeah. What? Where are you at?
I'm in Fergus.
And what's the name of your shop again? Is
Salty
Raven.
Salty Raven.
And that's recently relocated into Fergus because you were out in Underwood for a while,
I was in
right?
Underwood, Fargo. I've been to Florida, Texas, all around.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
I've been learning too. Everybody's learning.
Yeah,
That's what it's about. It's like when I first started, it was everybody kept their tricks and tricks to kind of themselves. Now it's everybody's working together to get better.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe I get in this room every time I walk in.
Yeah,
It's like,
that was Ryan's thing that he said that we almost had a moment where we cried together, me and Ryan at that last show.
I was gonna bring it up again. I go, this is what I was talking about. This right here.
Yeah,
it's like you make so many friends. It's like you walk in and you're at peace. It's
Yep.
like, oh yeah, this is where I want to be.
Yep.
It's
So
hard not to be here.
yeah, right. So Ryan, what have you been up to since Euphoric Ink and Art Show? Just a little bit of work at the shop and
Yeah, it's slamming
in Austin.
work.
Yep.
My kids are doing awesome. I'm looking forward to a good year.
Yeah. What are you working on here on his leg? What are we
We
doing?
got like a geometric rocket ship.
Geometric rocket ship.
Yep. We've been trying for a couple conventions to get this done. And
Yeah.
it worked out today.
It worked out today.
Yeah, you also did you free-handed some like a lightning sleeve
Yeah.
on someone yesterday. That
Yesterday,
was really cool.
She came in with a little bit on her arm, and I finished out the rest of her arm brought the lightning bolt all the way up and added probably like 8 or 9 different butterflies. A little quote that she wanted.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot. Actually, that was like half the day. The other half of the day was a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I
did a lot.
We mentioned earlier they need to create an award for the most time with your needle on somebody's skin. And Ryan's the winner for sure at this one,
If
dude.
you need me, I'll be right here, man.
Awesome.
I love my job, dude.
Yeah.
I do. It's hard
Yeah.
not to.
No, this is a good convention too. This is a
This
fun
one's
one.
awesome. This is good energy, good
Yeah,
vibes.
we've got some live music here, but it's not. I'll say at Euphoric, the live music was powerful.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
very overpowering, to say the least.
Yeah.
This is nice, subtle. This guy's really good here.
Yep.
So
The DJ earlier too. I mean, pretty decent selection of music. There's a little bit of something for everybody.
yeah,
It's good energy.
I love it. So you got any other big pieces planned? Or are you kind of going to do some bangers for the
The
weekend?
author that's here,
Yeah.
I tattoo him once in a while. He's gonna get one afterwards tonight still.
Tonight you're going to work
Yeah.
on Joe. Joe
Yeah.
still.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Joe. Yeah, he's a
Sweet.
good guy. I've read a couple of his books too.
Okay.
So tattoo him, and then tomorrow's pretty much booked too. I got.
Okay.
You know, I've referred out a couple people because I'm full. Other people looking for stuff, and I'm like, black and gray's this guy, colors this guy, fine lines this one.
Yep.
This shop. So that's what we've been doing, and it's nice that even I did one yesterday, and it came back to me later in the day. Like somebody else sent me another one.
Yeah.
So like that, this vibe. I don't
Yeah.
know. This convention's really good.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, have fun with the rest of this, Nate.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just stop
I'll go
in.
get a few more. Yeah.
You know, Nate, I feel like I should get you on my other podcast at some point, the Fergus Spotlight. You should come on the Fergus Spotlight and talk, like, do a deep dive into your shop and your life. So we'll
Been
get that
around for
done.
a minute.
Yeah, it'll be hours probably. Cool. Well, appreciate the time, guys. Yeah, have fun with the rest of the night.
Absolutely.
From Spicer, where it's nicer, Harvey Rodriguez.
Spicer.
Why do you look different since the last time I saw you or talked to you? Did you shave your face or
I
something?
did a little bit, yeah.
You look like you shaved some years off of your life.
And I
dude.
shaved some hair, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, cleaning things up a little bit
That's
for
right,
the summer,
baby.
huh?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
So, talk to me. How's life been? What have you been up to since the last time I chatted with you?
I'm really just trying to get my shop, still rolling and
Yep.
buying all the banners and stuff like that I ordered, and just pretty much get it rolling. To be honest, a lot of social media stuff I'm trying
Nice.
to do too. Because I'm pretty bad at it, you know what I mean? 44 years old, you're like, fuck, what do I need that for? You know what I mean? Word of mouth. But nowadays you have to follow, the tradition, which is all social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a big thing.
Yeah, I love how like every industry is kind of different for that. Like you guys all have kind of chosen Instagram. That's kind of the one that like people conjugate to. I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of good workout on TikTok too.
TikTok's a big one, and still Facebook is pretty big too.
Yeah.
So I post all my stuff on there.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So what have you been working on this weekend?
I actually worked on a owl with some nice owl with some and a little bit of color, so it's black and gray, realism, and then the leaves are like maple leaves, like orange and a little bit of color.
Okay.
So it's pretty dope.
Nice.
I'm pretty stoked about that.
Hell
one.
yeah! Did you got a little award sitting over there? Is that what I
have
see?
a little award.
What'd you get? What's it?
This wasn't from today, but this was This was another one. That
Oh, the tattoo function.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Awesome.
Third place on a color.
Hell yeah.
So.
What else is on the plans here? You up taking walk-ins, or you got some stuff lined up still for tonight?
I might still take some walk-ins today. I don't know. I'm pretty tired. Yesterday was a long day. I tattooed till midnight. So.
Are you a gambler?
No,
not at all. That's good.
No, didn't gamble, didn't drink. Just kind of went home and relaxed.
Yeah, I think we were up till like 3 a.m. And
were you?
Yeah, it's easy. It's a time warp. That's what they want, dude. That's what they need. The time. They need us to lose track of
time. Up that late. Not these days.
I'm impressed by the people that like. I know Ryan Heath, who I just talked to. Like he was here till like 2 a.m. tattooing. And I think it sounded like somebody was here till like 3 tattooing.
They let him tattoo till 3?
I don't know.
I should have stayed there.
I heard that there was some people here that were pushing it late, and like,
damn.
I mean, props to you if you can spend that much time working. You know?
Yeah, I'm not. So. I got to a certain point. I started early. You know what I mean? And I went all night. I mean, for me. Yeah. And today too, I've been since 9 a.m. I got here. I've been tattooing till now. Yeah. So yeah, I was back to back.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice.
I'm good with that though.
Oh yeah. Well, Harvey, anything else on your mind here? Otherwise, appreciate the time, man.
No, that's it, man. I'm just just hanging out, enjoying the day, and enjoying everybody. Everybody's been cool. So
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
Thank
man.
you for this. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Billy Barton, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Billy Barton. And where are you from?
We're located in Wadena, Minnesota, right off Highway 10,
Okay.
where 10 and 71 meet.
And where's that accent from?
Not
Minnesota.
It's not. No, I like to tell people I grew up in little Nevis, Minnesota. My whole life. People are like, "Oh, there's no way." But no, I grew up in Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois. And what kind of life path do you go on to end up here in Minnesota?
Well, not a good one.
Okay.
Just to be completely honest with you. Lots of trouble and tribulation, in my younger years. It just kind of led into art, and art led me here, and it's been good for me. Minnesota has.
So, do you own a shop up here? Do you work for somebody?
I work for somebody. I work for Jamie Bernarski.
Okay, and the name of the shop is
Bernarski Tattoos.
Bernarski Tattoos. Okay, awesome. Well, what kind of work are you got going on this weekend?
Well, day one, I did a big color abstract watercolor line on a girl's leg.
Yeah, that was a sick
I appreciate
piece,
it.
for sure.
8 hours on it, something like that. And, she struggled there in that last couple hours for sure, but she got through it.
I don't know how people do it. I just got a little banger done, and it took plenty of time for me. I don't know how people sit through those massive full day tattoos.
Right.
I would never have it in me.
I'm the same way. I'm a bit of a weenie anymore, so it's all numbing cream and things.
Do you work with color a lot? You do black and gray?
I primarily like color.
Okay, like that new school.
I'm definitely not Sam Norman.
You kind of do more portrait. I mean, that's very much so that image you did yesterday. That's a kind of a portrait, but not like a typical portrait.
Not like
right?
a typical portrait. I would say more traditional portrait-wise.
Okay.
I try to avoid portraits as best as possible because I'm not a portrait artist.
Yep.
I've just seen so many botched portraits that I don't want to be known as that guy who, made Grandma Gertie look like she had Down syndrome.
I forget who I was talking about that with, but yeah, I'll tattoo like Jesus because everyone knows who Jesus is or something. But sorry, Grandma's maybe I don't want to tattoo Grandma on you because
I prefer animal portraits. I like doing realism, realism animals, realism floral. Things of that nature, mainly because you get off a little bit on the shading, you can correct it.
Yep. have you got going on for a schedule with conventions? How many of these do you usually hit a year?
So I do all the Nelly Cat production conventions each year, which usually does between 3 to 4.
Okay.
I did get invited to Euphoric.
Yep.
For this coming 2026 season.
Nice.
So kind of looking forward to that. It'll be a first time doing that.
Nice.
I know our DJ up here, DJ Shine, he does a few too that I'm gonna try to get involved with.
Okay.
And, most of us that travel, Devin Kern over here, Sam Norman, all of us in this area that travel together, we're kind of a big family.
Yeah,
we rely on each
that.
other. We,
yep.
We're definitely we boost each other's egos in a way you can
Yep.
call it. But yeah, it's really cool, man.
Yeah. It's encouraging to see. Like I've mentioned this before in many other episodes and interviews, but the collaboration in the tattoo industry is really like nothing else. I mean, there's very little that compares to the collaboration, the working together, the teaching each other, like that healthy competition that they bring out here with the awards and stuff. It's just a really good thing to see. I've only been to a couple of these, and obviously I get to see the industry just from living in Sam's basement, but it's really, really cool and encouraging just to take that, what you guys do here, and maybe try to apply that to the world a little bit more,
Yeah, we do, definitely. We're adults in this industry for the most part. There is some drama, but I mean, I will say though, at the majority of these conventions, man, we leave all that behind.
Are you a gambler?
I'm not, but I did gamble a little bit last night.
I'm not a gambler, but win at the casino. It's just too hard not to when you're here. It's too hard. Did you get your free play at least?
I just learned about the free play today.
Okay, well, go get your free play for sure.
Though the wife and I, we did pretty good last night. We, hit a little over $1,000, so I'm gonna take that as a win.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take it as a win.
Wow. Well, you got some of my money then. That's good. That's
good deal.
What else is on the agenda for the weekend? What do you got going on here?
Honestly, I had a full day booked Friday. Most of my day was booked today, and if I have a walk-up come in tonight, I'll take it. Same with tomorrow. And other than that, I kind of network with the other artists and hang out for the most part.
Cool. Love it, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get a drink, or maybe we can sit down and play some blackjack later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Yeah, sounds good.
Here, you can hold that. You can hold that with your good hand.
Okay.
So, I've got Al Kentner here. I'm excited to talk to Al because Al has some personality. Al is probably, he's one of the guys I gravitate towards talking to people. I love personalities. I love people who just are here to have fun and want to have a good time. And then I saw your anime leg, your full leg sleeve, whatever you did with that anime guy. And I was like, okay, so this guy really knows what he's doing as well. Like, he's not just somebody who's here to mess around. You're here for business. So what's the story of Al?
The beginning?
The beginning. In the beginning.
Been an artist all my life. Traveled a lot.
Where'd you grow up?
In the Navy.
In the Navy.
We moved around a lot. We moved. I was born in Rhode Island. We moved to Illinois. Back to Rhode Island. Back to Illinois. Down to Virginia. Back to Rhode Island. And then he retired. My dad retired up in New Hampshire.
Okay. And then you traveled a lot then? Continue to travel a lot as a young adult?
No. I went to school for art and got married instead of finishing school.
What kind of art did you go to school for?
I actually went to a Bible college.
A Bible college?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played...
Another curveball here.
Another curveball. Yeah. I grew up in the Baptist kind of living and whatnot. And, went to school in Owatonna.
Okay.
There used to be a Pillsbury College there.
And what was the connection to Minnesota?
It was just I went to actually Christian high school for 3 years also.
Okay.
And when I was in the Navy, no matter what school I went to, I always just took art instead of everything else.
Yeah, gotcha. And that's where your shop is at, the Dragon's Lair. It's in
Owatonna.
It's in Owatonna. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have a few artists? Is it just you? How long has that shop been around?
There's 5 of us right now. And over the years, there's been over 30 people in and out of our doors.
Dang.
And we started in 95.
Wow.
I took over in 98. And yeah, we've just been keeping it afloat ever since.
Wow. So you're an old timer then. They would call you an old timer.
OG.
OG. What was tattooing like getting started back then versus maybe today? Or
it was just as hard to get in with somebody back then as it was now. I mean, you had to know somebody or grab a machine and try it yourself.
what was the path you ended up taking?
I came back from vacation from New Hampshire to see my kids, and got back, and the guys that picked me up from the airport, they said, "Hey Al, there's an tattoo artist in town looking for someone to draw for him." And I drew this little frog on a napkin, and my friend said, "Oh, he could draw," just because I drew this little frog.
And that's how you just drew a frog on a napkin?
I drew a frog on a napkin.
You're hired.
He said, so this he says, so draw for me. So he gave me a few things to draw.
Okay. So you were like a artist
So
for
I was just
tattoo
going to draw
artists.
for him. I wasn't
Okay.
even thinking about tattooing yet.
Wow. Okay.
I was just looking to make an extra buck, you know. And I drew for him, and he says, "You drew these?" I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "You didn't trace them, you drew them." I'm like, "Yeah, I looked at them and I drew them." Damn, we just got a machine in your hand. You know, and so it started out, I would outline and shade, and he would do the color because I just sucked at color. Didn't even like color. It was just black and gray. I liked black and gray. And yeah, took off from there.
What year was that?
95.
95. And then you opened up your shop shortly after that.
No,
then.
this was, I helped him open it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started out helping him out in his apartment.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then we're like, let's do this. We're doing this. So what was his name?
Mike Moore.
Mike Moore. And where's he at these days?
I think he's in Wisconsin, Twisted Ink.
Okay. But you guys went your separate ways, and now you own this shop. And you said how many artists did you say you have working with you?
Right now we have 5.
5. We're getting some,
3 are here at the convention.
nice. We're getting some
And
dubstep music in here now.
Yeah.
3 are here at the convention with you. So these are your guys here.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. And he's working.
Adam's been with me
Yeah.
the longest.
Okay.
He's been with since 2010.
Yeah.
I believe.
he's this piece he's working on right now is sweet. It looks really, really cool. So
Right.
I'll have to chat with him at some point and hear his story. But what else? You got the feeling Willie good here. You said you smoked Willie's weed before.
Oh.
Can we talk about it? Can you tell
Why
me
not?
about it?
Why not? So, a friend of mine named Hope, she went and saw Willie in concert, and
There you
is
go.
that better?
There we go. I'll get the music out
Okay.
of it.
When went to, I suppose, the music, right?
Yeah.
So she yelled out, Willie, smoke with you later. He said, all right, later, you know. And she's like, all right, whatever. But yeah, he actually like brought her onto the tour bus, and he said, what you smoking there? And he grabbed it. He said, I'll be right back. He went in the other room, dumped her weed out, filled her thing with his weed, and went back and smoked some of Willie's weed. So I got to smoke some of the little bit left she had.
And I bet you it was great.
It was good.
It was good. It was good.
And I would smoke weed with Willie again if I could. For one time.
I love it. So the piece you were working on, kind of continuing work on this huge anime sleeve or like leg piece.
The leg sleeve, yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been working on that?
I think we started in 2004.
Wow.
We had it outlined, and then we got the black done, and then we started coloring the individual characters, and then background.
Wow. So you mapped it all out. You had a big picture plan from the beginning? No. Okay.
No, I do a lot of freehand.
Okay.
So yeah, it comes natural.
So what is that? I saw you you were drawing something out. So you freehand, you don't use a stencil at all. You'll just like draw it out.
I'm still paper pencil, baby.
Wow. Okay. You don't use an iPad like these new kids? No.
No, you know why? You could drop an iPad pen and break it. I don't have to power up a piece of paper.
I don't have to plug in my paper at night.
I don't end up drawing on the wrong screen. There's a whole lot of drawback. I hate battery power.
Yeah.
What it comes down to.
I wonder what the percentage of artists are that don't use an iPad or don't use technology.
There's not a lot.
You're a
of
dying
this.
breed.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So what do you got? You're an old timer. Best tattoo advice for these new guys, or even like these guys like Sam who are kind of finally getting going with their career here.
I can't believe I'm doing what I'm doing after 30 years.
Yeah.
When I first started, when I first came to this convention, I tattooed in a little alcove underneath a stairwell because there wasn't enough room. So I've dedicated a lot of time and effort to it, and it pays off.
Yeah. Time, effort, no substitute for time. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Al, thanks for your time.
Jacob? Totally.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And I look forward to what else you got going on this weekend here? Tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah, I got that one you saw me draw on the owl thing.
Yep.
I'm doing that tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a chess piece and whatnot.
Nice.
I got to leave you with one joke, though.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. It's not really a joke. It's actually a funny way to use the word perpetuate in a sentence. If you went to a pet shop and ate a bunch of goldfish, you might have to pay $5 to perpetuate.
Oh! That's good, Al. That's good. All right, Shannon, how are you doing this morning?
Yeah, doing so good.
What's that?
Doing so good.
Doing so good. Yeah. We're here day 3, the final day of this Tattoo You. It's the Tattoo or Jackpot Junction Tattoo Function 2. That's a mouthful when you try to say it all together. But day 3 here. How's the weekend been treating you?
Yeah, so fun. I was at this show a couple years ago too. Such a good time, and this year it's been so busy still. And
yeah. So I ran into you in St. Cloud at the Euphoric Ink and Art Show. We didn't get a chance to talk at that point, but we are now. So what's your story? What's your background in tattooing?
I started my apprenticeship at Dark Matter probably 9 years ago. My kid's dad apprenticed me, Alex Navarro, but
okay.
Yeah.
Dark Matter is where?
In St. Cloud.
In St. Cloud.
Yep, Eric Noble's shop.
And where are you working now?
I have my own studio, Shannon Marie Art.
Okay.
Yeah, just opened in New London, yeah.
In New London.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And so, Tion, is it?
Yep, I worked with him at Next Level. I was at Next Level before I opened my shop, but yeah.
How many different shops do you work for then? Just the 3 or?
Yeah, a few. I was at Self, the beauty studio, in Sauk Rapids pretty recently, and then Next Level.
Nice. Yeah. So you've got your little get what you get, the little $50 banger get what you get. So you're about to knock one out right now.
So popular.
Have you been doing quite a few of those this weekend?
Yeah. I've been knocking them out.
Yeah. And what do you like to work on the most as far as like if you could choose a piece to do or a style to work in, what do you like to do?
I really like in the fine line style a lot more. I get a lot of that. Watercolor, traditional, like
cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Best tattoo advice. Put you on the spot.
I don't know, they hurt, so I cry.
Yeah,
just know what you're walking into.
I can say from a consumer standpoint on the tattoo, I had one yesterday. I got my Catman, my Batman the Catman tattoo, and I hadn't had one in a while, and it was a clear reminder of the different pains that you go through in the different parts of the process. Yep. You have that line work that's really not that bad, that outline. But then you get that shading needle on there, and when you're breaking open the fresh skin in that shading, it sucks.
Yeah, and the more sensitive areas too, the ribs, like.
Yeah. So I don't know when it'll be before I get another one because I'm kind of a little bitch when it comes to tattoos. But, anyways, thank you very much for sitting down and chatting. I'm sure I'll see you at more of these conventions in the future. So thanks, Shannon.
Yeah, later.
All right. We've got Neo Trash Nick back.
Hi.
Nick, how much fun was had at the casino last night?
It was a good time.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
No pizza pans were stolen this time around. I know that was the takeaway from St. Cloud we got with you was got a little rowdy downtown St. Cloud.
You know, I'm dumb sometimes. We're all 12-year-olds with bank accounts. It's scary.
We're all 12-year-olds with bank accounts. I love it. Well, nice to run into you again this weekend. It's always nice running into some familiar faces, getting to talk with people I have before. What's the weekend been like for you? You've had some. We talked about the canvases you brought in this weekend.
It's mini skirt weekend apparently.
Mini skirt weekend for Neo Trash Nick.
No, it's a smaller market show, man. The small ones are always a little more intimate and laid back.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever been to this town or casino. I've never really been to Southwest Minnesota. I've always kind of bypassed it and gone up to Fargo and stuff. So it's been cool to see the land around here. It looks like North Dakota.
Yeah. No, it was really cool coming over the hill. Actually, you're like when you came from Chicago or the other way, or the other side, right? Or where'd you come from?
Where did I come from?
Or St. Cloud?
Iowa this last time.
Iowa. So you were coming up, I suppose. But coming across, you come up over this hill and then you just drop down into this little valley and everything changes. It's a really beautiful little valley here. So, but you did work on a couple, like you said, a couple girls with mini skirts, but you did a cool leg piece, talk about that piece that you did the first day.
A mace with an eyeball.
Okay.
As the mace. Just cool, creepy stuff.
Yeah, and then the other piece that you did yesterday?
A dark lettering piece on Layla. I did that. I did a bunch of stuff yesterday. Yesterday was pretty cool, actually.
Cool.
Got to started with a lettering piece, then we did a big rose, and then I did an owl. Took a walk up from an older lady, and then I did a set of knuckles. That was cool with the dark lettering shit. And then I did a spider web on an elbow. It was sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, man. It blows my mind how people just do one tattoo a day now. I don't understand that. There used to be these things called Old Sparrow interviews on the web, and this I think he was a tattooer. He would go around to conventions and just interview like tattoo legends and just fucking do this,
Yeah.
And there was one with I always forget his fucking name. He owns a saltwater tattoo, Tim Hendricks, and he's talking. The guy asked, "What's your perfect day tattoo?" And he rattles off like 9 different tattoos. The guy's like, "That's not a lot." And he's like, "Fuck no, bro. You don't gotta ask people if they want fries or some shit like that." Like, it's the coolest fucking job ever. So I don't. As long as I'm here and in this environment, like this is the funnest place in the world to be a tattoo artist to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about in the last interview. I would be shocked if anyone in this room did more conventions a year than you do. I could be wrong about that.
I know a few, man.
You know a few that do more than you?
I have a couple of friends who don't have homes. They have storage units scattered across the state.
Oh, my gosh. But you said you do about 30 conventions roughly a year?
The last couple of years have been 30 plus.
30 plus.
Yeah.
And next stop for you after this weekend is where?
Tattoos, booze, and tacos outside of Pittsburgh.
Tattoos, booze, and tacos. Okay.
Yeah, the trifecta.
Yeah, I love it. And you've been doing you've guest spotted at in St. Cloud there at Rocket Up with those guys, and you'll maybe be back there at some point again to do another guest spot with those guys.
Yeah, they were all cool dudes, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's just been really fun getting to know everyone and seeing how you guys all work together in a I think there's more competition within your hometown community, but once you get out of that, it's so much just like we're not in competition with each other, we're just collaborating with each other.
These things are so important to the tattoo industry. I always try to stress this to like the younger artists, like this is where the community happens. This is like back in the day, they would mail flash to people on the other side of the country, so they both had more flash, And now this is that, this is where the new products debut. This is where all the media that's around fucking tattooing that literally helps everyone in our industry. This is where it all comes from. It stems from. So being present in this is being present in your community, and a lot of tattoo artists forget that or don't see it as like a justifiable expense when we're coming here to work too.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
But yeah, I love tattoo conventions, man. It's a very cool little subculture to live in, and we're fortunate enough to be in it.
Yeah, you just like hop around, and then like when you come to one of these things, you're like, oh hey, and you like it's like a reunion kind of, or just like get together and party. So, what do you have? I'll ask, or I guess, what else do you think is relevant for me to talk about with your life? You have we should get a little bit of your story. Like you said, you owned a shop. We didn't talk about that in the last interview I did with you, but you owned a shop for a handful of years.
I've gone to a few of them now.
Okay.
I never want to again. I don't know, man. It's like you basically turn into a step parent. That's the best way to describe it. Like nobody really appreciates how much work you put in behind it, and then it takes away all your time from doing what actually makes you happy and being creative. And it's just kind of a suck. And then two, like where the industry is now, it's not so much. A lot of people, everybody's finding their independence. It seems as tattoo artists, especially younger artists, that probably shouldn't be yet, but everybody goes out and does their own thing. Like the people that stay in a shop and pay 50% of the house, they're few and far between anymore. And, you know, everybody wants to work for themselves. That's the beauty of this job. So I can't bitch about anybody wanting to do that. And I don't want to go hunt people down and basically try and get people to come work with me.
But you're 35,
36.
36. And how long have you been tattooing for?
I started in 2012. My first tattoo was February 2nd, 2012.
It's like 13, 14 years.
Over 13.
Going on 14 years. Good for you, man. And you do neo-traditional. We talked about that last time. But you also knocked out like that piece you did, a lot of black and gray, really cool black and gray stuff too. So you don't put yourself in a box.
I kind of do.
You kind of do?
Well, I just, I do tattoos. I want to make the tattoos that I do look like I did them.
Yep.
It's a brand, and that's kind of how I treat tattooing. This is our brand. Everybody that everybody looks up to has a fucking brand, and that's why they know who they are and look up to them.
Right.
So that's kind of what I did. And the stippling shit, it's cool. It's fast.
Seriously, how do we have all?
I've been having a lot of fun with that. I did a lot of color on it. I wanted to be a lettering artist, and that got me good at bigger, thick, and thin lines, and then turned into neo-trad.
So that, I saw Cole Erie's leg, the one that you did when you were guessing at Rock It Up. Is that's in that neo-traditional style? That is kind of your style there with that like color pop to it, or like clean, tight colors, I guess. I don't know.
He wanted to do a little color pop in there, so I mean, it's his tattoo. Tattooing's not about us as the artists, as much as our egos want to think it is. It's about what people want and them being happy with themselves and stuff. So I always try and get my clients input. There's certain things I won't break on, like if people start trying to dictate a design and like every element of it, then I'll withdraw. But like otherwise, I know how to work with people. I'm kind of blessed with that one, so I always try to incorporate what they want or make them feel special about their tattoo. Give them a cool story to go with it.
Do you want to talk about, and you can if you want to, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but the tattoo that you weren't able to do today? Can you talk about that and why? Because that's kind of an interesting thing that you hadn't run into before, maybe?
No, I mean, I've never seen. So the guy just had a really hairy upper arm. We shaved it, and like the stencil it looked like it was boiling. It was
eczema or some type of like skin irritation.
It was really strange. And being at a convention, there's a lot of eyes on everything going on. So if something goes wrong, a lot of people are going to see it. This isn't the place to experiment or to find out new things like that, in my opinion. So I just told him it's not a good time. I'd rather do it in a shop and take it slow by slow, have it moisturize the skin. Your skin's made out of water. Yeah, it's like 80% water.
Really?
80 or 83, I don't know.
How does that even work? Water. Interesting. Dude, that's interesting.
I don't know shit about fuck.
But, that's interesting though, huh?
But yeah, so always be hydrated for tattoos. I always stress that to people. I don't know if that was dehydration or it being dry out or a combination of a lot of shit. Just doesn't work out sometimes, and
that's a really good thought and a good point. Like I wouldn't have thought stay hydrated before a tattoo. I never thought that or been told that. I'm not a tattoo guy either, though. I don't know anything about tattoos.
Especially if it was color, man. Fucking all that redness and stuff, and like our ability on our end to saturate your skin when you're well hydrated is so much fucking easier than it is when you're fucking dehydrated.
Interesting. Interesting.
Same with like moisturizing and stuff. Like people that moisturize the fuck out of their skin, and they get that it saturates so fast. That's where you always see the brightest, boldest shit.
Okay.
It's usually women, and it's well taken care of skin.
Yep, the canvas matters a lot. It does. Yep.
One of the guys that taught me a lot in tattooing fucking told me, he's like, it's like capturing lightning in a fucking bottle. He's like, you can have the perfect stencil and fucking do the perfect application, and then you go back and look at your pictures afterwards, and they all glary and look like shit. So same fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
Your canvas does matter a lot. I always tell people to fucking carb load right before they come in and be hydrated as fuck the night before.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Good to know.
Yeah, dude. And vitamin C or the emergency packets too. Awesome for your immune system, because that's what you're doing when you get a tattoo, is attacking your fucking immune system. So pre-gaming, and it's important.
Pre-gaming for your tattoo.
Yeah, getting old's tight. Read the labels.
Yep. So, did you get lucky here at Jackpot Junction? You won a little bit of money last night on the blackjack table, or what?
Yeah, I think I started making intoxicated Nick bets at the blackjack table at work.
More.
Oh man, dude, I'm frustrated. I always sit at the wrong fucking table. There's like a side game on one of the blackjack things, and I would have won like fucking 10 grand if I would have been on a different table and got the hand that I got.
Oh my gosh.
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
gambling for you.
I guess what else is relevant to you and what's going on in your life now, maybe over the next, because I probably won't see you again until maybe St. Cloud next year. I don't know if Sam's going to be able to get some artists into his shop to guest. I'd love for you to come through Fergus Falls sometime. It'd be fun to have you into Fergus Falls. But what else is your outlook for the year? Just a lot of conventions, huh?
Yeah. Actually, me and Mika I travel with my homie Mika Chu.
Who's that?
Mika Chu is what she goes by on Instagram.
Okay.
She's cool as fuck. She has the same work mentality that I have. It's hard to find people that are like you in this community, like work-wise. So she's pretty much, her and my homie Casket are like the two that I do booths with now, because we're all on the same fucking page. This is just a one-off that I'm here by myself.
Okay.
But I think doing in Cincinnati. I think we're doing one in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Houston was on the board, I think. I'm going to Arkansas, or Longview, Texas, which is like east of Dallas, like an hour and a half in like 3 weeks. Everywhere. Eventually.
Awesome. Well, last question before we get out of here. I've been asking people, going to start asking people, best tattoo advice, whether it be on the needle and technique side of it or on the lifestyle side of it.
Don't make tattooing your fucking personality. It's a job, for the love of God. It's my best advice. Be yourself. This is a tool. This isn't your personality. That's it.
Yeah.
I hate seeing people get lost down that rabbit hole and they become this character, and it kind of almost happened to me one time, so I understand it, but like, you got to be careful with that shit. You're not special. We draw pretty pictures for a living. Just
Yeah.
do your job.
Yeah. I
really
like
what it
that.
comes down to.
I like that. Well, Nick, I'll let you get going here. I know you got a client showing up here in just a few minutes, so I'll let you get that piece going. But thanks again for chatting, man. Yeah. All right. We've got Joe. Rude Katana is your alter ego. Is that
I
what
guess
we
alter
do?
ego. I just call it it's just my brand
Your
name.
brand.
When coming up with
that
it,
a
a little bit.
There you
Yeah,
go.
sorry, it's been a while since I've interviewed. No one asks. I just sit in my apartment and draw anime titties all the time. But yeah, I mean, Rude Katana is my brand name. I just kind of wanted to find something that was, sound like a street weeb clothing. Like, there's other good brands out there, like I'd say like Lewd Complex. Anything you'd see at like a Spencer's, that's what I was trying to be. Like, I want to look like I belong at a Spencer's, I suppose.
I was mentioning to you, I've had, I think, the most fun probably getting to know the non-tattoo
Oh, okay,
artists
yeah,
here
yeah.
at this convention.
And
There's
I am
just
not a tattoo artist.
not a tattoo artist, but just there's a really, really good variety of art here.
Oh,
I
yeah.
talked to Ben's darkroom, the darkroom guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He grabbed one of mine, and he's like, and his girlfriend does tattoos as well. I'm like, I'm glad when I can see the power couple, do their thing.
Absolutely. And Madeline from the Beehive in Fergus, she did this little Catman tattoo. So that was.
Oh yeah, did you?
That got third place.
Yeah,
that was the third place in the gamer. So I ended up with the black print.
Oh yeah, that's my naughty nun. So
the naughty nun.
Yeah.
I got the naughty nun, which is those will look great in the beehive for sure.
Yeah.
Any of your art is very much so themed for anime. You do a lot of anime conventions. You probably sell
do
a
the
lot
anime
of prints as well.
And the funny thing about so you won the naughty nun and the unicorn girl, right?
Yeah.
So the naughty nun is actually
yeah.
it's actually Brookhell Bombshell, and she's a tattoo artist. So we did a little collab like that. So all those tattoos are her tattoos on there and everything. And then that other one, that unicorn one you have, is Megan. She does tattoo removal. So I like just doing like collabs with people and then getting their actual tattoos on there. And stuff
So
like
what's your story then? How'd you get started in all of this? Is this a full-time job or is this like
yeah, this is just what I do full time, and then so starving artist through and through pretty much. But I mean, I'd say like 5 years ago I stopped drinking, and then trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and then I came here with Beckett Grice from Citadel Tattoo. He's my booth neighbor here. We decided to get 2 booths together and then do this weekend. But I met him at my first tattoo job, which was just working the front desk at a tattoo job. And then,
do you want to help these guys get their stuff? And
yeah.
We'll help these guys get their
We're gonna cut and we're
we'll
gonna do
cut
a quick
and come back
walk.
here.
And we're back.
And we are back. Big little sale.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Good to send some people out with some prints and some.
Oh my God! Well, man,
so talk about you got hoodies. You
okay,
got prints. You got stickers, keychains. I mean, this is you must have a large inventory.
Man, my first con, I had just shirts, and I suffered a little bit. I was like, no one just wants to buy a shirt, and I had to learn quick and fast. But yeah, then I just expanded. Luckily, the anime community, the tattoo community, everyone's tells you do it this way. Get prints, get keychains, get stickers, do 5 different versions of those stickers and then lo and behold, I had a line going there for a second, and that's the craziest thing. It's it's time. It's slow. Let's interview, and then that's when everyone likes to come up.
That's awesome, though. So, I'm guessing, how long have you been doing this for?
The actual drawing of anime girls, I would say about 3 years.
Okay, and when did you make it a business?
I would say probably I started. So how it started out is a guy wanted to had a clothing store and he wanted to put some anime clothes in it. So he's like, will you draw some girls and put them in the store for me? And then we did that, but we started it at Southdale, and that's just the deadest mall ever. So it was discouraging for him, but not for me. So
where are you from?
I'm from Minneapolis. So
okay.
Southdale is the first mall of America. It's the first mall that was ever made in America. But
wow.
Yeah, but now it's the mall that no one cares about, So it's you go to the Mall of America. So I have my stuff select merch at Anime Fix in Mall of America.
Okay.
So I worked there for a little bit, and then I asked my boss, Bobby Conch, if he could, carry my stuff, and he said he'd be happy to, and I've just learned about business through him, what to carry and stuff. So yeah, I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It is full time. I have the definition of a starving artist, but I mean, there's nothing else I really want to do, man. There's nothing else I want to do.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned you've worked with some voice actors in the past that have.
Yeah, just one. I'm not that cool.
Okay.
Just one.
But that's how you get started, though.
Yeah.
So somebody sees a character and they're like, I want that character.
Pretty much, yeah. 2 years ago, Jonah Scott, he does the voice of Legoshi, and then Tatsu from The Way of the House Husband, and he saw one of my shirts, and I was like, I would like you to draw one of my online avatars, and I was like, are you sure you're fucking talking? It was my second con. I was just I total imposter syndrome and everything.
Yep.
But I just got to do one of his avatars for him, and sometimes you get lucky at a show itself. This show has been awesome. So
And you said you have an artist that you produce art for, or work some of your stuff ends up getting tattooed on people.
Oh, I mean, I could. I mean, we did do the Wu Tang. Wu Tang this weekend. And he used one of my faces. But I mean, I have designed some art for people to get tattooed, but I haven't really seen anyone, tattoo my girls on them. I like working with tattoo artists who want to get themselves drawn up like anime girls, which I am happy to do.
You
so
do that? Is
yeah,
that, that's a service you offer?
Oh yeah,
them? You're like,
absolutely.
hey, I'll make a character out of you.
Oh yeah. So I'll do like people's D&D characters, or like I have a lot of people that are into the furry culture. Though, like I have my own OC, which is original character, and then like, can you make this for me? I'm like, yeah, I'll be happy to draw it for you. And then I'm like, and then I teach them. I'm like, you have the file, like you get the file, you get everything. Like if you wanted to make merch while you go to your cons and hand out a sticker with your print or something on it, I mean, that's a good way to network. I mean, I'm not one to keep secrets on things.
What do you charge to like bring a character to life like that?
Like, good thing we're in a tattoo setting because it would make totally more sense. Like I try to charge a price that I would say is like maybe like a, you're getting a decent sized hand tattoo. So I would say if I had, I stick to like a $250 minimum. So like, and that's like 35 hours of design time. So
that's ridiculous.
And like if you open up like my iPad, you go into like the statistics, it will say like how long you took to design it. It'll be like, like 38 hours. That's the time.
My gosh.
That's the time your Apple Pencil is touching the screen. That's not the time you're thinking and all that. So it's nice. So I might be undercharging, but I don't want to. I don't want to scare people away. I just want to give them a good piece of work. I mean, I'd pay $250 for a nice tattoo I have this weekend. So I'm like, and I think, I think that's a good price. I don't know. I just want everyone to.
Well,
get
that's
what
a
they
cool
want.
concept.
Yeah.
That's a really cool concept.
I'm like,
that you could like characterize some, like make someone into an anime.
Yeah. I'm happy to do so, man. It's like the anime is just so out there that it's like you can do so much with it. So,
So what's your lifestyle like? Do you do a lot of these conventions? How many of these do you travel to?
I'm just Midwest boy. Like I would love to be able to do like East Coast, West Coast, down south. Those are like where the really huge cons are happening. But I have mentioned to people like the Midwest is starting to get its own con circuit, which is great because like we're Midwest, we can't not everyone wants to fly out to the coast or down south and can afford to do that, get a hotel room, buy the stuff you want, and then get it all back. I mean, if you're gonna do that, sometimes people just only have enough money to visit, and that's that's not fun. But there's a lot of good cons
like how
coming
many conventions
through. I would say the most this year I'm like signed up for probably 10, and 10. That's a lot.
And then do you have a storefront or just an online presence?
So I have an online presence, and then I sell out of Anime Fix. Yeah, wholesale out of Anime Fix. So they carry like a few of my hoodies and like a few of my stickers, and then I just come in once in a while and give them new product, or to pick up a new anime big titty girl or something like that. So.
And then you design everything on your iPad or whatever, Procreate, like many
tattoo
artists would
it's
use
the
or
best. I feel like I'm cheating some days, man. I swear to God.
But then the sweatshirts, the prints, everything you order from.
I just have a third party make it so like I have different companies that do different things. Like I'll have a few different T-shirt companies. Like I've like some only won't have the tie dye like I have and so I'll have to go through another company to do that. And like usually all my stickers and prints are the same company. So, you'll like, it's trial and error. Sometimes you're going to get stuff that you're going to get a box of shitty shirts and you're going to have a lot of freebies probably.
Yep.
So
what's what's your goals? Like, what are your big aspirations? Get your stuff in certain stores. I mean, how many stores are you in?
What
does it look like to scale for you?
You're talking me up like I'm something. I'm like, dude, I'm just a guy who draws boobs,
You've got really, really good art though, man. So
I appreciate it.
I look at it, I'm like, man, this guy should be drawing like for cartoons or like anime series.
I drew one girl standing still. I could not draw the whole animation.
So how does that work to bring them to life then? The animation part of that. Obviously you make a still character, and then to bring that to life, have you worked with animators? Or
no, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
There's people that do like rigging, which is like if you're talking with your avatar online, your avatar would move with your body and how like that. But I don't do anything like that. I like simply draw, simply illustrate.
Yep.
No animation involved. So
Do you have big aspirations for like
oh,
scaling?
with that,
with
I mean, I just, one thing I love doing is just cons. I'd love to do like 1 or 2 a month and have that be sustainable while working on other projects. Hopefully getting the attention of voice actors or, more people who want to work together. And then, and just do that. I just wanted to be my own boss. And when I realized I'm just not a office person, I'm like, it's hard to tell me what to do sometimes. I'm a stubborn son of a bitch. So, so.
Nice. All right. What's last question?
No
here.
worries. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm a chatty cat. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. What's one? This is an interesting one. What's one thing that you wish the average person who didn't know anything about the anime world knew about the anime world?
That there's something for everyone in it. Like you can definitely think that, and like, yes, we're all nerds and everything, and it's dorky and it's lame and it's only just coming out of a shell as like a mainstream thing. But when I say like there's something for everyone in there, I'm like, there's anime about tennis, there's anime about golfing, there's anime about chess, there's anime about fighting zombies. I mean, like, you're gonna find something you like and you're gonna relate to it and you're gonna be that asshole like, oh, I kind of like this. And I'm like, and we're not gonna make fun. We'll give you like a little shit, but we're not gonna make fun of you for it. Like, I was like, yeah, we told that asshole we were right. So, but yeah, there's just something for everyone, and nothing to be ashamed about. I mean, whatever,
Yeah. Cool. Well, I've got your links.
His card that he's been stomping on it the entire.
Rude
Katana, yeah.
Okay, and it's actually Rude X Katana
on the Instagram. Yep, Rude X Katana.
On the Instagram, Rude X Katana is the handle. So give this guy a follow, and then the website. Do you have a website or
for like my Etsy shop?
Etsy shop.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's an Etsy that will have the prints and stickers on it. That's just
Shopify as well.
And Shopify will have all my clothes on it. And so if you ever wanted something custom, just send me an email. Instagram's the best way. That's where I'm pouring myself out all the time. I'm like, please buy my stuff. So
love it.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat.
Man, I was super stoked when I was like, I see some microphones. I'm like, just ask me. Just ask me.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we've got Gianna. And Caesar. I'm sorry about that. But we've got Kingdom Ink Studio here. Where are you guys out of?
South St. Paul.
South St. Paul. And you're the owner of the shop, correct? Yes. Okay. He tried to tell me Gianna was the owner, and I could have believed it. But how long have you been doing this?
I've been tattooing for 10 years.
10 years. Mm-hmm. And this shop has been open for how long?
Say 6 years.
6 years. So where did you get your start?
I started A Plus Tattoos in Hastings.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you hooked up with these people and started a shop, or you start one on your own?
I started
right away?
by myself in a private studio, and then it just built up. 1 artist, 2 artists, and it just grew, and then I just kept getting a bigger spot as I went.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Gianna, what's your story? Are you an artist? You're an artist.
Yeah, I've been tattooing for 3 years, and I sucked in the beginning, and I have a great mentor that's built me up. So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys? How many of you work out of your shop?
We have 9 artists.
9 artists. Holy cow! Do you guys all stay busy?
Yeah, pretty much.
busy. Yeah.
Pretty busy. Yeah. Nice. What different styles are represented from your 9 artists?
That's
all of
the
them?
beauty of it. We have traditional, black and gray, fine line, color realism. So we have it all.
Nice. What do you like to work on?
I do black and gray realism.
Black and gray. Gianna, how about you?
I like glitter tattoos.
Glitter tattoos. I don't know if I've ever seen a glitter tattoo. You'll have to show me some of that work. Yeah. It's like actual glitter. Like it looks like glitter.
Tiny little dots
Speckles.
that make it the effect of it,
Interesting. So how long have you been at it, you said?
3 years.
3 years.
Yep.
And did you apprentice under this
Yep.
guy? Okay. Okay. Did all of you ladies apprentice with him or not?
I have.
You have? Okay.
She has, but then she has a full
I started at A
license.
plus 2.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So you've been doing it the longest besides him, or? Yeah.
No.
No.
I think they started about the same time, but at different.
Okay.
She started with
Okay.
me, and then,
Gotcha.
Aisha started at a different
You
time.
got all girls.
No, we haven't had.
Here at the convention.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like the vibes here. You know, good vibes.
Yeah, I'm getting bussed around.
There was someone who was I think Tyler over there. Tyler's got all girls. It's like him and all the girls. Like, you got it figured out. You guys got it figured out. You know, the demographics for sure. What kind of pieces did you work on this weekend?
I didn't do any color. It was just all black and gray, kind of smaller to medium pieces.
Okay.
He took the portraits.
I did think portrait, and then I did a floral piece.
A floral piece. Awesome. And plans for more conventions? Have you done a lot of these conventions?
I just go with the flow. You know, if I feel like I just want to get out and just have fun with the guys, then we'll book a convention. But I'm not really focused on conventions. Okay. I just do it for fun, for us to hang out and just vibe. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fun one to go to. The casino.
Yeah.
You gamble much?
Yeah. No, I don't gamble.
Gambler?
A little bit.
A little bit. Did you lose some money this weekend? Yep.
$100.
$100? That's
I
pretty
won't
good.
go over that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. If that's all they got you for, they got me for a little bit more than that. That's all they got you for. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What have you done a lot of conventions?
This is probably my fifth one. Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
like
then
them.
so you do the glitter work. Who else? Who's like your? I mean, what other artists here? You want to talk about some other artists here a little bit?
Maisha is over there, and then Diego, and then Amber.
Are you talking about other artists?
Maisha, Maisha does more like line work, I would say. Amber does black and gray. She's my competition.
Okay, love it.
Future competition, yes.
Love it.
Still competition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
And, Diego does a little bit of everything. Okay. Yep. I think he does some good cover-ups. Yep.
And you exist in the internet world. How can the people find you? Instagram, Facebook?
Kingdom Ink Studio, and then El Cesar Inc.
SSR Inc.
Okay. For Instagram. Yep.
Awesome.
Instagram. Lardani Inc.
Lardani.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Well, I've been asking people this weekend best tattoo advice, whether it be technique on the work itself, like needlework, or business work, like tattoo business work. Advice.
I would say draw a lot and have good references and take your time. Like, take your sweet time. Yeah, that doesn't matter the money, just take your sweet time. And it just, money comes by itself. If you just, are committed and you're focusing on the quality, like, money will just start flowing.
I would also say take your time. I've learned that myself. If you rush it, then it's just not to your best expectation of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't.
Nah, I like it. No, I like it. I like putting people on the spot too, but I really appreciate you guys willing to chat, share a little bit about Kingdom Ink Studio. So, are you guys? Can people book out, walk in? Is it pretty easy? Just get walk-ins. You guys open for walk-ins every day?
We're both walking in appointments. Yep.
Okay. So check them out, Kingdom Ink Studio. And thanks again, guys. All right, who do we got here? Who are these fine people?
I'm the official half-breed.
And I'm Blue Fairy.
Blue Fairy and the half-breed, huh?
Yep.
We got
Beauty and the breed.
Beauty and the breed. So where are you guys from here?
Right in Cambridge. It's about an hour north of Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Okay, and are you guys work out of the same shop together?
Yep.
Yes.
And the name of the shop is Beauty and the Breed?
No.
That's just what we go
No.
by. We're a couple.
We got a shop opening up within the next month.
Okay, so you
Called
guys
Dark Arts Inc. INK.
Dark Arts Inc.
Yes.
Okay, I met Ben, Dark Arts Ben. You guys chat with him at all? He's got some really cool stuff. So you guys are at a different shop right now then? Currently opening up another one? Or
Pretty much.
Okay, so what's the story there? Give me a little bit of the background, how you guys got started in the industry.
Well, I'll let you start on the industry part. As far as it goes with the shop, I kind of just not trying to stir any pots. So kind of just I try not to push out that bad vibe and put different names
new
on.
adventures.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, you've had your history, and you guys are starting your own shop.
We're
That's
just
all.
ready to move along.
Love that. Love that. Awesome.
Yeah, for the industry, I was a fine arts major, and then I started working for Mr. Winfield Green as a receptionist, and then just fell in love with tattooing in general, and I didn't apprentice under him, but I apprenticed under two different other people, which, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
But here we are now, and then I met him actually at the Hinkley Casino, Tattoo U, 4 years ago.
Love at first sight?
Yeah. It
Something
was
like that.
It was actually because of his tattoos on his fingers when we were outside at night. It says,
A joint.
puff, puff, pass.
I thought she wanted a puff of the actual joint. I was like, oh, you can hit it too, I guess.
And I just grabbed his hand and was like, let me see that. And that's where we met.
Nice. And how long do you say you've been tattooing for?
It's about
We both
5
started
years.
right after COVID let up.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 5 years.
Yep.
And now you guys are on to opening your new shop.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And
Picking up feet, going paces,
say the name of the shop one more time.
It's Dark Arts Inc.
Dark
as an INK.
Arts Inc. And when is the targeted opening date?
We're hoping latest of June 1st.
Yep.
Okay, so
Latest.
very soon. Very soon.
And we're just waiting on the rest of the restoration process of the building. So
Awesome.
Yep,
Awesome.
yep.
Do you guys do a lot of these conventions?
We do a few a year. We try to do at least 3. But we do a lot of noise conventions, I guess.
Okay,
because
cool.
they're nearby. But yeah, we have 5 kids at home. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
Life's so busy.
Wait, how long ago did you guys meet each other? 4
Oh,
years?
no, I had kids
5
before.
kids in 4 years. The
I
math
definitely
ain't
had kids
mathing.
before,
Okay.
I was young once, it happens.
Yep. Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Well, you guys have any parting words here for tattoo advice, whether it be, or I like couple advice too, since you guys are working together. So how about advice on being in business with your partner?
Learn to keep the respect and the acknowledgement of each other's opinions and build together. That's the biggest thing. It's just building together. Try not to focus solely on yourself or stay tunnel vision. You got to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Really, look forward. Look forward. There's always something to learn, something to do.
Yeah.
Always try to do better than your last tattoo, and even be your best critic. Being a couple, you
Yeah.
get to bounce them off of each other, and that's one of our favorite things is getting to sit down at night and we get to sit and draw together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't
bounce
take
ideas,
each other.
show
You
each
can't
other.
take the criticism too serious.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal. Take it serious though.
That's good. I like that.
Definitely.
Well, Beauty and the Breed, thank you guys very much for your time chatting. Really good luck. I wish you the best with your new venture,
Yeah,
and I'm
appreciate
excited
that,
to
man.
see you guys, what happens with that. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
rest
man.
of the weekend here.
Yeah.
You too, man.
Yeah.
All right, we got Tattoo or Ink by Drake here. I literally just met you like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah,
So
it was just a while ago.
Drake,
Yes.
last name?
Drake is the last name.
Okay.
Marcus Drake is the name.
Marcus Drake. And your shop is located
In Fridley, Minnesota.
in Fridley. Where's Fridley?
Northeast Minneapolis.
Northeast Minneapolis.
Yep.
Okay, and is it just you? Do you have some artists
it's
with
me
you?
and I have several other artists.
Okay, but you own the shop.
Yes.
Okay, and the name of the shop is?
Ink by Drake Tattoo
Oh, Ink by
Studio.
Drake Tattoo Studio. Very, very original. I like that.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
From Louisiana.
From Louisiana. And what kind of life path did you take to end up in Minnesota?
Oh, I think a wrong turn. But
A wrong turn,
Yeah.
ended up in Minneapolis.
Yeah. Yep.
Just okay.
No, I mean I moved up here to work years ago.
Okay.
And then I've just been here ever since.
Okay. What kind of career did you have before tattooing, or have you always been in tattooing, kind of?
I've always kind of tattooed. Before that, I usually did construction, blue
Okay.
collar.
Okay. And then how long have you been? You said kind of always been, but how old are you? How long have you been tattooing?
I'm 44. Let's see. I don't count a couple years because there was a few years that were iffy, but really about 27 years.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And what kind of work do you like to do the most?
Realism, black and gray.
Okay.
Or more street stuff.
Okay.
The street style.
Did you have any big pieces this weekend, or anything cool this weekend you put together?
Yeah, I got to do a couple good ones. I did an owl for a regular client of ours, and then a firefighter for a local firefighter.
Oh.
In town from
Awesome. So you're a realism guy, though. That takes a lot of skill to actually be able to do realism.
Everybody keeps telling me that. Like they say, we're the professionals.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. No, it's good. I enjoy people who I like all these different styles. It's really, really cool to see the directions that everybody kind of goes with their take on stuff, you know.
Well, it's a totally different era nowadays. It's kind of a different process. Back in the day, we kind of just dip and rip. Nowadays, it's a little more finesse than just the brutal way that we like in the '90s or before that.
Yeah, for sure. So, you've been at it for a while. I don't know what that is, but weird. But best tattoo advice off the work, like not related to actual tattooing, but best tattoo advice, like industry advice
for
artists. Yep, for artists.
I mean, keep going, keep trying. It took me years to get where I am, and I still strive to learn every day. The day you stop learning, you're either dead or dumb. And nobody's dead, and they're not that dumb. So there's always something that you can learn, especially coming out to these events. Even some of these new artists, you might pick something off of. Like every time I see Josh Brown, I pick his brain. Adam, they swept a lot of awards here this weekend. I know a lot of these guys from a lot of conventions. A lot of us are friends, and we bounce stuff off each other, so it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Well, Drake, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat with me, man.
Yeah, no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see you around at these in the future, maybe. Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, have a good one.
Shawnee Sins. Shawnee Sins. I love this, dude.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're talking with Shawnee Sins here. That's Shawnee with an S. And I love the play on words here. Is this your birth certificate name? Please tell me your mother named you Shawnee Sins. No, okay. No. We got an alter ego, though, huh?
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. So you're a hometown guy here from Morton, huh?
Yes, sir.
Just right closest artist to the convention.
Yeah,
here,
for sure.
So.
Just right up the hill.
Right up the hill.
Yep.
Yeah. How long have you been in Morton?
I grew up here, actually.
You did?
Yep.
Okay. Born and raised and never left, or what?
No, unfortunately, no.
Wow. Okay.
Got a lot of family here on Lower Sioux too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And how long have you been tattooing?
Professionally, it's been almost 3 years now.
Almost 3 years. And then you own the shop here?
Yes, sir.
And you have a few artists with you here, or?
My mentor, Andrew Pryor, right there.
Andrew Pryor, how you doing, dude? Got some knuckle tats going on right now? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we just decided to do the convention, and then Tattoo U had me as like a guest host this year. So.
Okay, hell yeah.
It's been
so
cool.
do you pull a license for this event? Is that how that works? Does someone have to pull a license? Or do they pull their own license for their events? You know, I don't really care to get into the details.
I'm not
That you know,
even sure.
okay, I don't know how that works, but what I guess is what are you working on here? It looks kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
kind of creepy.
A
You
devil,
drew this thing?
devil portrait. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like doing darker horror
stuff.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Did you have something in the horror category, the dark horror category?
I did.
You didn't.
I had 2 big ones scheduled for the first 2 days, and they got their outlines done and tapped. So.
Oh, they couldn't
Kind of a
handle it.
bummer,
They
yeah.
couldn't handle it, huh?
Well, that's all right. It's nice to be, in your hometown, being able to be a part of something like this.
Hell yeah.
It's cool.
Hell yeah. What? So you do black and gray? Do you do some color stuff as
Yep,
well?
I like doing colored stuff too. I like to keep or do a lot of Native American stuff too. That's why I'm more comfortable with in color stuff.
Do you get to a lot of conventions? Do you travel a lot?
No, not really. I was at Cultivated Ink in New Prague for my whole apprenticeship and stuff. So
Okay.
It's been nice not having to make that hour and a half drive every couple days.
Yeah. So the two of you are in your shop here in Morton?
He still owns and runs Cultivated in New Prague, but
Okay.
then I just
So
got
you're a
my
soul. You're a one-man show in
Yep.
your shop. Cool, man, cool. What do you got here? If I were to ask you best tattoo advice, I want technique advice and I want business advice. From someone who's been at it for 3 years in business here.
Yeah, I guess just you got to put your feelings aside and focus on what works best for you, even as a business owner or an artist. And then you got to be a people pleaser because it does come with a lot of craziness.
Right. The customer is always right, right?
They sure are. Don't forget.
Awesome. Well, so what else? You said you knocked out a couple bigger outlines, and then you didn't get to finish them. What else you been working on this weekend?
Did a few random like little walk-ups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it kept me busy.
Nice.
It was nice to get a little bit of breaks in between too.
Is this your first convention or no?
It's tattooing, yeah.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
So
Awesome.
it's cool.
Awesome, man. Cool. Well, it's a good one. I had a lot of fun this weekend. I had a blast. I lost money at the casino. I don't know exactly how much, but I lost more than I probably wanted to.
That's okay.
So
it happens to the best
I'm
of
kind of
us.
torn on the casino setting because it's awesome because there's no lack of entertainment. But you're
Yeah.
going to come here, and if you're here for 3 days, you're going to lose some money probably.
Yep.
So
Hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
when it's hard for me too because we live so close. It's like, oh, I'll just bring 100, and then you're like, fuck it, let's just go get one more, and then one more.
one
Yep.
more. So what's the future look like? What are you looking to hire more artists, do more? I mean, what are your aspirations for tattooing?
I guess for me personally, just get better and
Yep.
just keep knocking out some really cool tattoos.
Nice.
My shop it's a new building and stuff, but it's kind of small.
Okay.
So I can have do guest spots and stuff, but as far as having someone else in there, it might get kind of tight.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, Shawnee, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate just the
appreciate
quick
it, too.
chat, and it was nice to get to know you. I'm always overwhelmed by all the cool people there are and all the nice people that are willing to chat.
That's cool.
So I appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah, and thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. Shawnee Sins.
Yeah, Willie Nelson sat in that chair.
Willie Nelson sat in this chair.
They were saying when we were back here.
Oh, I was talking with
on that couch.
I was talking with Al,
Yeah.
and he was telling me a story about smoking some of Willie Nelson's weed. And now I'm sitting in a chair. It feels like good things are happening. So
that song go, "I'll never smoke weed with Willie again."
Yeah.
He's the hardcore guy.
I love it. So I've got AJ and Athena. You guys share the last name Funk, or is that like your
that's-
artist name?
Yeah, that's. Do you want me to talk in the
Yeah,
microphone? No, Funk is my last name, and his last name is Moody.
Okay, but you guys are married.
We are, yeah.
You are married,
Yeah,
and-
not many people know that, but we did sneak away and get married last year.
Okay, wow, congratulations. How long have you guys been together?
Around 4 years now.
4 years.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've got a few different things. There's a lot of moving parts with you guys in the businesses that you're a part of because you obviously have Amarok Tattoo. That's
Mhm.
your background. You started that before you guys met.
Yep.
And
Well,
you've
technically, I mean, we've known each other since 4th grade. so-
wow, but no love
Since we've
connection
been-
until later in
Right,
life. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you guys grew up together and then 4th grade or met in 4th grade and then when did you guys reconnect again then?
About 4 years ago.
About 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
He moved back to the area. So.
Okay.
Life took separate paths. She studied abroad for school and started her tattoo career, and I joined the military. So life took separate paths, and then after I retired from the military, we reconnected. And
Would you guys stay in contact at all? Or?
Actually, like he'd come back and get like tattooed from me.
Oh.
Yeah, he'd come back here and there. Yeah.
Awesome. So, like I said, we got a few moving parts. We got the Amarok Tattoo. You can kind of talk about that. We've got the Wolf House Supply Company
Mhm.
out of Fargo, North Dakota, where you guys are from. And then we also have the Hell's Fury Tattoo Fest.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the shop first. Background of your shop, your tattooing. You said you
Mhm.
spent some time out in Vegas and California. Or-
Yeah, yep. I started apprenticing in 2007 in Las Vegas. It was just a little street shop right on the strip there. So I was there for about maybe like a year-ish, and then I came out back home here, and then I finished up my apprenticeship at a local shop in Fargo. And then after that, I kind of like moved back to Vegas and was out there for a couple years.
Okay.
And then I moved back to Fargo again and ended up opening up a shop out here. And so we're almost 10 years old now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's the differences between tattooing in Vegas and Fargo, I'm sure are immense. But what have you noticed? Like, what do you like about either or, I guess?
I mean, like Vegas was like walk-ins like all day, every day, like never appointments because everybody out there was basically a tourist.
Right.
So you had like one shot to like get things done. If somebody wanted a half sleeve and you needed to make some money that day, you would make it happen. You learn how to design things to fit within like a certain like time parameter.
Mm.
So if somebody wants like a bigger piece, then you can go bigger, but you have to make it simpler so that you can get it done. Um, it taught me like time management. It also taught me how to work really well with people that were like struggling like from like a long tattoo, like
Oh.
little tricks to get them to sit better. And also just like taking whatever comes in the door and being able to like draw it and tattoo it and
Yeah.
get them back out the door as soon as possible, because sometimes there would be like a line of people waiting, and then other times we'd just be sitting around on the couch doing nothing. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
Yeah. So how about AJ? How about your military life, your military career, and then like whatever you care to share about your background, that life, if it's relevant at all, or how you kind of tied back into the picture with her.
Well, after high school, I joined the military. Initially, it was mostly to have some structure to my life and get moving in the right direction in life. But then after 9/11, a new sense in pride and country came. My calling to go active duty and serve my country. So I did 20 years and then retired and moved back home, where rekindled a friendship with Athena, and then we started dating. And I've always been interested in tattoos, but and I have tattoos, but I'm not an artist myself.
Right.
So where we complement each other is her art background, and then my upbringing in the military with attention to detail and so numbers and inventory management and things like that.
You're laughing, Athena. Why is that funny to you?
I'm laughing because we're both like so like type A, like our house is like spotless and like
Oh.
everything. Like we just like walk around the house being like, what else can we do? What needs to be done? But no, we're very much alike in that regard, where we're very like detail oriented. And
Yeah.
both
That's
hard
good.
workers.
That's good. I need to find me a detail-oriented girl. That's what I need in my life. But so then you kind of, when you guys got back together, or you guys got together 4 years ago, you started working together right away. Were you doing something else with your time before you like started the supply company and the tattoo festival?
For intermediate time, I did some welding and helped my dad out at his shop, and just to pass the time until kind of figured out what we wanted to do. And then we had the idea she had the idea to have this supply company. And then a couple opportunities presented itself. We met some mentors in the industry, and they kind of took us under their wing, and we gathered some information. And one day we just said, you know what, it's time to put up or shut up, and let's just do it and give it a go. And we've put a lot of effort into getting things going. And
when did Wolf House Supply start?
We just entered our 6th month, so we started in October of last year.
Very very new, fresh company. And this was kind of cool. You were talking about bridging kind of the gap in supply, like as far as geographics, like geographically, there's really not any other supply companies here in our area or Fargo area.
And that has been a blessing for us to help get us going in the industry in the Midwest, because a lot of the shops and artists in this area, when they order from other companies, the shipping waits, the wait times can be sometimes lengthy, and sometimes artists need what they need, and they need it now.
Mhm.
So we try to get the product to them as quickly as possible.
And you guys hold an inventory, so that's something I was surprised to hear actually when I talked to you. It's like, oh wow, you guys actually hold an inventory. You don't just like make a website and drop ship stuff to people. That's the whole point of being able to get things to people faster.
Right, yeah, and it takes up a lot of room.
Do you have like a warehouse or your like many closets in your home?
No, we just cleared out an entire level of our house, and we just filled it. Like we used to have like a family room with like surround sound, like TV and like a home gym and stuff down.
No home gym anymore.
No, we threw all that stuff up on like Facebook Marketplace and sold it all, and then just completely emptied out like one of the levels in our house, and it just filled it up um with shelves and like in
Yeah.
inventory and product, which is extremely dangerous for me before I go to work every day. I'm like, I think I'm the number one customer at Wolf
You're like,
House
oh,
right
just
now.
try this. I'll take this. This looks nice.
Yeah, every day I'm buying something for myself. So.
I love that.
And I get to, I've got an in-house test artist where we get different companies that we want to work with. I send her to work with products and say, here, try this, try this.
Yeah. Do you guys go? Have you guys been to any like big supply conventions or anything since you started, or did you do some of that before?
Well, there's not really like big supply conventions or anything like that, but there are like bigger conventions with supply companies
Right.
there. So, I mean, just for me, like traveling, like I started doing conventions in 2010, and I try to do at least like five, sometimes more every year. And so in that amount of time, like I've met a lot of people and a lot of people that, have worked for supply companies and now they're still working for those supply companies. So some of the people that I've had like good times with when I was younger are some of the people that are running some of these companies now. So it's been really great to kind of like expand and I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I kind of lost my
Yeah,
point.
no, it's all
Forgot
good.
what I was talking about for
I
a
was
second.
I'm happy to hear about this young company. For some reason, I thought that this was older than the tattoo convention that you guys started. So you started the convention first. What led into that? Do you know the guys from Brewhalla? Is that how this kind of came to be?
Well, I'll let you take that.
Yeah, so we started working. So originally, Drecker was a smaller brewery, and they were kind of kitty corner from us down the street in downtown Fargo. And it's been like really great watching them grow, and now it has grown for them like into what it is now, into this huge brewery and like in Brewhalla, the marketplace next door. So we started tattooing at Drecker, I would say probably like 7-ish years ago.
Okay.
So we started doing Drecker Fest with them, and that went
Okay.
really well. And then that just kind of progressed into, hey, we should do like just a tattoo
We
event
should
here.
take this place over for the weekend.
Yeah. So we originally set the date for the first Hell's Fury was like June 7th, 2020, but then that was
Oh wow.
right in the height of COVID.
Wow.
So it got pushed back, and then Brew Hollow was built.
So you were like on your way to starting this convention, lining it up before he was even kind of in the picture again.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. And now you guys both, that's something you guys work on together, the logistics of bringing that together. And obviously you mentioned the benefits of working with Drecker is they provide some staff for you guys. They have super nice hotel rooms there. It's just like a really nice venue, really a lot of support that they give you for that.
It's different and it's fun. It's like different from other conventions,
Yeah.
because that space is so cool, like it's like got all their like themed hotel rooms on the top two
Yeah,
floors.
I can't
It's
believe
kinda,
I live in Fergus and I love craft beer and I've never been there, which is
wow,
a
that's crazy.
shame.
You should
But
go.
I'm gonna be there. We're gonna be there May 23rd through the 26th or 25th.
25th, yeah.
Okay, 23rd through the 25th. So, yeah, come check that out at Brewhalla in Fargo. There'll be plenty of awesome artists there. You guys get artists from all over the country here to come
Yeah.
to this festival.
Yep.
So, talk about a little bit of that. Who's going to be there?
Well, we have some really great artists coming from all over, and like I said, like half of these, or most of these people, that the artists that are coming are people that I've met just from traveling a lot over like the past, I guess 15 years now. So, it's something that's important to me because one of the things that I love about tattooing is just like the community and the relationships and the friendships that I've made over the years. So, part of it is just wanting to get everybody that I love like in one
It's like
spot.
a reunion. It's like a friend reunion
It
for
is.
tattooing.
Yeah, and originally like House Fury started as only 12 booths.
Okay.
Because the idea came from like, let's do a little event at Drecker and get everybody that works at Amarok and all of the guest artists that come to Amarok. Let's get everybody together like at one time and just do something like fun so that we can all just like hang out. And so it's kind of just like expanded a little bit beyond those boundaries now.
Well, I my thoughts and prayers go out to you guys for your life scaling. I hope that this is awesome and great for you guys. I can tell you guys probably work like a lot. You guys probably like go home and never really stop working. I assume. You guys' life is kind of always
we have
on
to set
go.
up boundaries where I'll just look at him. I'm like, okay, no more work questions for the end of the night. Just let me watch my TV show.
How's the convention been this weekend? Overall thoughts on how this weekend went here?
Yeah, it's great. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like I always love coming to these conventions because they're small, they're intimate, and I get to actually spend time with some of my friends and just have a good time. So
absolutely,
it's been great.
Absolutely.
And particularly this weekend, it's the first show that we've been able to do to bring Amarok and Wolf House together, and so she's been able to focus on her tattooing and meet with a lot of people about the different supplies that we brought with us this weekend too. And so it's been a blessing to have both companies together and to travel together.
I assume you guys are going to do, and you probably already have, but I assume you're going to do a really good job of pulling artists from the Midwest to get to your supply company. Like I would hope that people are willing to support kind of a mom and pop Midwest business here, so
yeah, I think we're already doing good with just like like our close friends and like everybody with like the support that people have given us has been amazing.
Many shops do you supply as of now?
We don't know. We haven't sat down and counted, but I would say less shops and more individual artists.
More artists are working with you guys. Okay.
Yeah, but we're shipping nationwide now. We're going all over the country now. So
nice, awesome, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else about your story that you feel like we need to talk about? You guys got any? What was the love connection? How did the love connection come to be? Talk about that.
That may be a story for a different time.
It's a different podcast topic.
No, it's been good. I always say like when people ask about how it is with us together, before we started dating, it was like I had all of this stuff that I really wanted to do, but between like tattooing and running the shop, it has been I spread too thin. Like I just don't have the time to do a lot of these ideas and like goals that I had, like as far as like doing the tattoo convention and doing the supply company. But when AJ came into the picture, he's 41 and retired, and he's like, give me something to do, like let me help. And I like gave him a whole list of stuff that we could do.
Nice.
So it's been really amazing, like having this partnership, both romantically and business wise. It just feels like together we're kind of unstoppable, and that's what it feels like to me right now, because it's nice having like a teammate, and somebody that shares your goals with you. And it's been amazing to see like how far we've come with both of us together.
I love seeing couples in business. I've done a ton of interviews with business owners. That's my other podcast, is just like a community sort of human interests podcast. So it's fascinating to me. It seems like the happiest couples work together. I don't know if that's true or not, but and not necessarily always, but like there's something about it. Like if you can work together, if you can run a business together, like you're generally just like your relationship seems strong, or like you get galvanized through business, and then it kind of like, I don't know, it's cool to see.
I would say that it's make or break. Some couples maybe aren't destined to work together, and they're better off as just couples.
Yes.
For us, we complement each other well, and it's a good balance, and we keep each other in check pretty well. We start going off the rails a little bit,
but we do. I remember when we first started dating, like a first trip that we took together was like a camping trip, and we had he brought this tent, and it ended up being called the Taj Mahal because everyone kept making fun of us, all of our friends,
yeah.
for bringing like this giant tent. But when we got to the campground, it was like almost nighttime. Like this, it was sunset, and we had like an hour to put together this giant tent before we didn't have any daylight, and we spread it out, and it was like dang near as big as this room. And it was very overwhelming, and it was like after like a long day of traveling, it could have been like a total meltdown moment. And then we just like fell in line, and he was like, all right, let's do this. And he is like the first sergeant in him came out, and I was like, just tell me what to do. And and he was just like so organized in accomplishing this mission. And for me, like I'm used to being in a leadership position myself, that to not have to be in charge was like amazing. It was like a relief. So he just told me what to do, and I did it, and I was just like, yeah, that worked out really well.
Yeah,
And
I'll marry this one.
yeah, we got it done, and I was just like, that was the first time I realized that I could really depend on him to like step up to the plate and take like leadership roles and responsibilities, and to actually trust him that the job was going to get done like really well. So it's like it was like a first for me.
She
in a
didn't have to
relationship.
woman-splain to you nothing.
No.
Last question before we get out of here. I like to ask all the artists this, some young artists, but especially the people that have been around the industry for a while. Best tattoo advice, whether it be on the business side or the like art technique side of it, but best tattoo advice.
Best tattoo advice is to have a community as an artist. Like, don't go off by yourself in a private studio without anyone to lean on. Just even like friendship wise. What we do is very challenging. Like just being a tattoo artist, from the tattooing all day to going home to like drawing all night, and managing like your clients and people. It's so hard to do by yourself, and it's really nice when you have a support system. Like you can go so much further and farther in life when you have people supporting you, and just like little things like reminding you to eat, like just somebody to like vent to for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Or if you don't know like what to do in a tattoo, or like you're struggling with like, oh, what am I gonna, like my color palette, and then somebody walks up and be like, yeah, you should do that, and then it's just like the answer that you need. Like that is how I feel like you progress as an artist, is having people around you that help build you up and help critique your work, tell you where you could get stronger and better. But also just having that support system like in life, and like having a community is like the end of the day, like it's not always like the tattoos that you make, it's like the relationships that you make throughout your entire life that makes life worth living, at least according to me.
Yeah.
So I just think having people to lean on is really important.
Yeah, I like it. I love seeing, the conversations. I think Ryan Heath he's one of my favorite people I've met.
Mhm.
He works at a shop by himself in Austin, and he comes to these conventions, and he just loves like interacting with people, soaking that in. I see it with you and Sam talking today about like scaling, like how to scale your business. Like you guys got so much going on now. Now you have a front desk person that handles bookings and all that stuff for you. So it's just really, really cool to see the collaboration. I've said it many times, but I can't find it. I haven't been able to find anything else quite like the tattoo industry when it comes to the uniqueness of the collaboration between all you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And it's funny. I was actually just like talking to Ryan this morning when we were getting coffee together, and we had this exact conversation.
Yeah.
I invited him to come out and guest spot.
Nice,
So yeah.
nice. Awesome. Well, AJ, Athena, I appreciate your time. Sam's manning your booth, so we'll let you get back to it. But
Thanks,
I really
Sam.
appreciate the chat, and I'm excited to come chat with you guys again here at May. It's May 23rd through the 25th at Brewhalla in Fargo.
Hell's Fury. Artists, amazing tattoo artists, amazing people. So one of the things with Hell's Fury is that we always just make sure that we like pick good people too, you know, as far as like the artists that attend. So just to try to, like I said, the community aspect is like really important to me.
Absolutely.
So
Awesome. Well, thanks for
Mhm.
chatting, guys. And if you need supplies, wolfhousetattoosupply.com, or what's the website?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Wolfhouse Tattoo Supply.
Yep.
And it's Haus.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Haas.
Mhm.
House.
Yep. We do local deliveries in
Okay.
Fargo, but
Awesome.
also we ship nationwide now.
Cool.
So
Cool. Thanks again for chatting, guys.
thanks for having
Mhm.
us.